And it's going to be interesting to see how they funnel into the next game in the picks and bans as well, or whether they're going to go for the same style or not. And if I was eXcellence here, I would be going for that more aggression style. It seemed like exceL kind of seemed more on the back foot. They wanted to kind of play more of the counter-engage style more than aggressive style.
So eXcellence now, they're going to be on the right-hand side. exceL, get the first pick and the first ban. We'll see if there was anything that particularly bothered exceL last game, as they did wind up on the bottom side of things. But the ban's coming out. I don't know what to expect here. We saw a lot of exciting stuff. I'm concerned about the Ao Kuang and the Hercules. More the Ao Kuang than anything else, but exceL aren't feeling the Khepri.
The Khepri was a lot to deal with. There's just too many tools at your disposal if you're the Khepri right now. You have the plug, the damage reduction, the get out of jail free card with the Ao Kuang diving your back line. Having to worry about that is very troublesome with exceL. However, eXcellence, despite playing a nice Ao Kuang, they're afraid of exceL picking it up, so they're just going to ban that away.
Yeah, without the ability to first pick that character off the board, exceL really going to focus on support. I don't know if Odin will be playing support or solo if it was picked up, but these are characters that just, in general, provide support for the squad. So Khepri and Odin going to be banned out by exceL. eXcellence on the other side. They've got one more ban to take off against exceL, and it will be the global Athena. So we've seen Athena banned in both games this time around. exceL will opt, and it'll be the burst Raijin. That god was banned in game 1.
It was banned away from exceL in that first game. Now it's going to be available for them to play, and we're going to see how efficiently they execute it. And without this Odin pick that exceL elected to ban, I'm more than likely going to see maybe some less mobile gods coming out from them. Maybe they're the ones that are going to be picking up the Medusa this time around.
Possible. Definitely want to look at that one. With the Raijin, I want to see the combo totally. I want to see the Fenrir. I want to see the stuff like that. Just allowing the stuff that we see out of Hunger for More on PC. Captain Twig and Pretty Prime really work well together to just create the spot where you can't escape the Raijin drums. And I really want to see that out of exceL.
And now eXcellence taking advantage of the fact that exceL banned out the Odin. So Guan Yu going to get locked in for their side, as well as the Thor. We don't know if this Guan Yu is going to be support or solo lane. Either way, it is a nice flex pick to have this early on.
Thor, likely in the jungle. Like you said, a lot of flex on Guan, little bit of flex on Thor.
Depending on how spicy they're feeling earlier on.
If Guan Yu's like a yoga instructor, Thor's like, I mean, he could like high Spice Girls cake, right? He's a little flexible, but not too much. Hades, on the other hand, this guy, expect him in the solo lane. Definitely one of the tankier guys. Mid lane sometimes when things get spicy, but with Raijin available, Hades, definitely the solo pick.
It's going to go into the favor of Kaajee right now. He leans more on this Hades pick. So he's going to be able to control the laning phase, especially if it's going to be against the Guan Yu. You can silence out that Tao Assault very easily. So if I'm eXcellence and I'm thinking about playing Guan Yu in the solo lane, not anymore.
Exactly, and you know Hades is also a god. The Divine Ruin is on the mages. It's a pick you never want to go, but sometimes you're forced into, as opposed to Pestilence, which is just a good item. The Hades works really well actually with Divine Ruin. He has a big, wide AoE on all of his abilities, and the ultimate, of course, is the size of the Titanic. So everybody's gonna get hit by it. So exceL definitely are a little bit dissuaded from running that Guan in the solo, I would say. And Team eXcellence going to start banning out supports.
It's going to be interesting to see what support is going to be locked in for exceL. Having the Apollo at your disposal, you're going to want to leave him alone for as long as possible. So it's looking like there's a lot of area of effect control coming out of exceL between the Raijin and the Hades. This would be a good opportunity for them to maybe pick up a Hunbats to complement that.
Ooh. I like that. I wasn't even thinking that area. The Hunbats could be nice. The Sobek, it was nice last game, but we're not going to see it again, unfortunately. Team eXcellence banned that out. They don't want to see any of that nonsense going on. Hercules banned by exceL, and I think that's a very smart choice. So the support for eXcellence will be Kumbhakarna, and Guan Yu will stay in the solo.
So Kumbhakarna serves two functions here. It's going to set up the Scylla very easily. However, you can also technically put this into the solo lane as well. Kumbhakarna, having that shorter cooldown for his ultimate, could find some kills or at least bully out the enemy solo laner. Against the Hades, it's going to be a little difficult because he has to self-sustain into his kit. However, getting a fed Kumbhakarna into the mid game is very nice.
You know, Tully, I love this exceL draft. I really do. It's not the most traditional draft in the world, but it's not crazy for the sake of crazy. I think there's a lot of damage, specifically late game, coming out of gods like Raijin and then Mercury, who are looking to really just burst you down rather than this extended conversation. But if it gets to that point, Hades can wrap everybody up with the ult.
Yeah, the good thing that exceL has here is the Hades and the Ares, because one of those two gods is going to force all the purification, and then the second one is just going to follow up shortly after and take advantage of the purification being on cooldown.
Yeah, both of these guys are, I mean, Ares used to just be called Dr. Beans, right? He's the guy that comes in, Beans check. All right, you got it. Thumbs up, we'll see you later. Maybe we can get a single pick. Hades falls under the same category. They went to med school together. So having them both on the same team, nobody's going to have purification. And that's exactly what exceL are looking for. Mercury's going to be able to steal a couple here and there by himself with the wrap early on. Late game, you don't want to see anybody using that. You just kind of die in the length of the wrap. But then on eXcellence, what are you looking at with these guys?
The last pick being wrapped up was the Xbalanque to synergize more with that Thor ultimate as well. Once the Thor goes up into the sky, Darkest of Nights will come out, making it very difficult for the opposition to kind of see where exactly the engage is coming from.
That music was so wonderful. What a good entrance.
It's just making me feel very Horde-ish.
What?
For the Horde?
Okay, Loktar Ogar. I'm down. I'm a nerd. I'm totally down.
That's some work.
I love how I said Loktar Ogar in like the most unaccent way possible. Just Loktar. I mean, yeah. Definitely a little zug-zug going on here today, folks.
Are you ready to work?
Wake up your peons and get ready, because we've got 10 seconds before everything starts off. Game number 1 went in favor of eXcellence. And exceL still struggling. They want to find it back. But like I said, I really like the composition here, totally. And judging from the last game, it wasn't that eXcellence just stomped these guys down. I think there was a little bit of competition here. And I think with the right draft, exceL can win.
As long as they still have they execute an earlier game plan. It seemed like they couldn't handle the game plan coming out of eXcellence that last game, so they were always playing on the back foot. Once they figured out a way to get Sobek into the front line with Geb complimenting him in the back that first game, then they started making a slow and steady comeback. But it was just a little bit too late at that stage of the game because the Scylla was so high level, the outcoming was so high level.
Mid lane, pretty much even. Jungler's not here yet. They're hanging out with their solo lane. And Hatters will be sitting here and just getting the quick mid harpies. And that's that early game. The Mercury is going to have a little bit more pressure than his opponent on the Thor, give or take the situation. Thor will usually just be the powerful guy early on. Passive, red pot, etc. But Mercury can be sneaky and just burst down camps real quick. So this extended rotation that took Thor, the mid camps were able to go the way of Mercury.
And not only that, now they're going to be able to transition this into the left side mid harpies as well, allowing the Hades to get that solo farm earlier on. It's going to give him a little bit more experience at this stage of the game. Once Hades gets a few more points into his third ability, it should be able to easily counter the heal and to the pressure that the Guan Yu has. Not wanting to use the silence in that position because he wants to save it for the wave as it's coming up now.
Right, so Kaajee here, he'll be picking and choosing which spells he wants to really interrupt or how he wants to go ahead and clear the wave, etc. So Kaajee here, going to use the dash, and this allows him to clear the wave with that and now have the heal or the silence available for the next time Predators opts to go for the Taulo.
It's going to be very difficult for this Guan Yu to stay relevant into the rest of this laning phase. Thor might have to be able to kind of sit around at this stage of the game and look for maybe once the Hades does dash and uses his heal to clear the wave, that could be a good opportunity for the Thor to capitalize.
The map change is one of the biggest things that allow us to see the Hades one more time, and there's the silence, knowing that Kaajee can go ahead and dash to help him clear the wave. Archers were missed, that sucks. But
had he cleared those archers, that would have probably put him at level 5 and maybe look for a kill opportunity there as if that was the Hades.
Yeah, small play. We'll take a look if he does hit level 5 off of this wave. Silence comes out immediately to get rid of Taulo. 1 minion still here. Level 5 is the Hades, but Guan Yu as well. So if Pillar of Agony comes out, the horse comes out.
And there could be a situation where both of them are still in their ultimates just doing damage to each other, not caring the fact that they're taking damage. It's just going to be a game of chickens. Like, well, you're doing damage to me, I'm doing damage to you in return.
Rawski's doing damage to the other support. Chains on Kumbhakarna. Not too much of a big deal, though. As we take a look at our dual lane for the first time, potions popped and very healthy as exceL. We've got the Apollo and the Ares against the Xbalanque and the Kumbhakarna.
Have to be very careful right now if I'm eXcellence right now, because the Ares does have the blink available to him. So if he hits level 5 on this wave and he's not purposely putting the wave into combat, he could be looking for that play.
And there's the dunk down from Thor. Rawski in some trouble. Half HP responds with the ultimate. Going to drag 2 on in. It's just 2 on 3 though, and Noziaa makes it 3 on 1 by taking Rawski out for first blood.
Beautiful timing from Kumbhakarna, timing his ultimate to make sure he wasn't going to get pulled by the Ares. That would have more than likely forced his passive to go down. He still wouldn't have died in that situation, but it would have been more annoying for him and the rest of the laning phase.
And that's not easy. The Kumbhakarna ultimate is not this long, extended cast time. It's quick.
It's very short. It's about half a second or so. So it was a really nice timing. And with that, despite losing that first blood, they're taking something on the opposite side, taking away the speed buff from the Thor, which is very important if I'm a Mercury player.
Guan Yu's going to go up in the ultimate to try and deal with it, but Pillar of Agony comes out, stuck in the torrent of damage is the Guan Yu. Predator's going to find an exit, and Scylla looking and waiting. Stun, not going to find it, neither will I'm a Monster. So the blue buff is dropped, and it doesn't go the way of the team, and Mercury in some trouble, dashes away. He's going to be followed, but does find the exit. No big deal.
And now if I'm the Thor in this situation, with all these members from exceL being very low and having very little mana, this opens up the door to counter invade onto the enemy blue and the enemy speed as well. Guan Yu was able to secure his own blue buff on the top-hand side, so nice play by him.
Very important play. You know, I was actually going to say the 500 gold bounty from getting first blood is less valuable than the blue buff for a Guan Yu. And so the trade-off there, it had exceL actually successfully stolen that blue buff away, that would have been fine. But it goes the way of Guan, and now Team eXcellence are going to do the exact opposite. They're invading on their side, and that's an isolated Guan Yu. But all of a sudden, his teammates show up, and they stop the jungler in his tracks. Ares, different story though. Blinks forward, gets the chains, misses Guan. So Guan will get out, but you can't say the same about Kumba. Last hit, going the way of Kaajee.
Very important there. Unfortunately for exceL earlier on, they got the speed buff, just overextended slightly on the blue. They needed to know when to come back. However, eXcellence doing the same exact thing. They were the ones that got the speed, and now they got the ones, the blue. They lost one more member as well. So trading a little bit back and forth between these two teams.
Everything even. Kills are all even 1-to-1, and the gold separated by maybe 100. We're talking 2 mana pots here, folks. This is one dialed right down the middle. Team eXcellence and exceL, their second game of 2 for the day. Later on, we're going to take a look towards Rival, and they'll be taking on their opponents immediately following this one. So it should be entertaining to watch as the day gets further. For now, eXcellence here trying to even up the series.
And we're going to see a little bit of a pressure on top of the Hades right now. He doesn't have his blue buff and very little mana. He's going to have to back. His teleport is on cooldown for 90 seconds right now. So the Guan Yu having a little bit of an advantage. He's going to be able to push this wave and then maybe force a team fight in the mid lane. And if Raijin backs as well, this could be a gold fury that eXcellence can easily capitalize on. And it seems they're kind of making that rotation.
Looks like they're looking for it. You can see the dual lane come over with the jungler. Thor's going to go ahead and make it way to the mid lane. And because Thor heads over to the mid lane, Xbalanque doesn't want anything by himself. You can see Drizzi actually sniffed it out, so he shows up. An important play from eXcellence to not go for the Gold Fury. Otherwise, that could have been trouble.
And something you always have to take into consideration is those globals. They do have a Mercury on the side of exceL, so if you're going to be doing the Gold Fury, you always have to watch out for the Mercury coming down the lane. Sometimes what you could do with the Gold Fury also is pull it inside the cove. However, if you do that to counteract the Mercury ultimate, you're putting yourself in a position where it's going to be more difficult to disengage.
Yeah, it's tough. Playing around the Mercury is an interesting god because it changes the angles in which you actually have to play the game. You just mentioned the Gold Fury, and here we have aggression again coming out from Ares. Not going to find it. Scylla immediately goes in the ultimate to try and get rid of the chains. Can't find a capitalization off of the ult. So, no big deal. Ult for ult. Well done.
Ares forced the Thor ultimate and the Scylla ult to make sure that they wouldn't get pulled. Thor not wanting to engage under the tier 1 tower, instead lands on his own speed buff, able to secure that one. So really good counterplay so far coming out of eXcellence and Discipline.
Would you rather see the Purification or the ultimate used by Scylla in that case? Because Purification's still available.
We're going to see a team fight actually in the mid lane. We're going to have the Mercury go through the mid lane as Scylla's going to have to disengage. A lot of damage being dealt on the Thor as he hammers away.
Yeah, Thor shows up and just shows up to get punched on. Doesn't really do anything to exceL. Just in the wrong spot, takes the wrong pathing, and punished for it. Mercury now going to deal out some poke as well. Kumba's here, half HP. not a big deal.
So to answer your question earlier about the ultimate versus the purification,
Right.
I would rather use my ultimates just simply because the fact that it's a shorter cooldown in that situation, and you could always maybe get something by using your ultimate in return. There's always the offensive play to be had with it. Without purification having the cooldown reduction, you don't have that offensive play.
So just keeping the Puri available. Also, the lack of a cast time for purification is also a good to note. With something like the ultimate of Ares, it's very predictable, and you can go, okay, I'm going to go in my ult now. Whereas opposed to if it's a quick stun, you get okie doked by the Xbalanque, you can always just mash the beads and run out of jail. So purification a little bit more flexible in how many applications it's useful in.
HerpTheDerp utilizing his silence to apply the blight in the mid wave, healing a few members after he popped his third ability on the wave. That's something that exceL could easily use during these sieges. It's a little bit less straightforward than the Guan use sustain, but it's definitely nothing that you can't take into consideration as well.
The solo laners have very interesting builds here. We see the Guan Yu building tier 1 breastplate and tier 1 cloak. Is that just an efficiency thing? Are the tier 1s of these items relatively inexpensive, or?
It's very affordable, the tier 1 specifically, of both these items. So more than likely, this is the idea and the mindset coming out of Predators right now. He wants to figure out the right build to deal with the HerpTheDerp and the Raijin. So just finding that little bit of physical defense early on is nice if you're worried more about the Apollo and the Mercury in teamfights. However, mid to late game, he's going to have to worry about the magical damage. So that's why he's transitioning his build otherwise.
HerpTheDerp is actually interesting as well. HerpTheDerp wanted to rush the Warlock Sash. That's really what he came out of the gates with. He came out with the Vamp Shroud and the Warlock Sash rank 1. And what happened was he built the rank 2 expecting to go ahead and finish it. He wanted to get that on board as quickly as possible. 100 stacks is a big deal. But because HerpTheDerp was rotating so much and there was a lot of team fights, he knew he needed the immediate damage curve now, not later, like Warlocks. So he buys the Shoes of the Magi immediately to make himself a little bit more relevant. And that's why HerpTheDerp actually winds up with a kill, because the damage is just there. Had he just been finishing up the Warlock Sash, it wouldn't have been as effective. So the Magi comes on first, which delays the Warlock Sash. But right now, it's only 10 minutes in. This guy's got a lot of time in the solo lane to farm up these stacks.
And at this point in time, if I'm eXcellence, I'm looking at this HerpTheDerp build and I'm saying to myself, okay, well, we can force team fights and allow the HerpTheDerp to be weaker in these team fights because he doesn't have the health and the mana online quite yet. Or we can just force these team fights and allow the HerpTheDerp to free farm, and we'll have a numbers advantage, and we should be able to get something.
Blinking in is the numbers advantage for exceL. 1v2, both ultimates for the mid and the jungle are used. Xbalanque pops his ult, but Thor completely off the mark. Lycan not going to find it. That's a rough look for eXcellence as they want to continue on in this mid lane, but they don't have two of their more important ultimates as HerpTheDerp takes out a tier 1 by himself.
Trading 1 for 2 ultimates. HerpTheDerp able to find the tier 1 tower, is a level ahead. He could be able to make a rotation. Both these solaners currently have teleport available, as it looks like eXcellence is thinking about starting up this gold here. Kumbhakarna trying to figure out if he wants to zone or if he wants to force an engagement. Good disengage as well from exceL.
And Mercury's ready to go. If Team eXcellence funnel into this corridor a little bit too hard, a little bit too in line, Mercury's just going to pull the trigger and 3 people are getting spun around and somebody's going to die. It's all up to the Raijin. Good poke coming out from Merc as he finds 3 with Made You Look.
That was a lot of damage onto the Scylla, force her disengage. And now with the HerpTheDerp rotation, Guan Yu still in the solo lane. exceL gonna start up this Gulf here. HerpTheDerp is doing a good job zoning, putting the Kumbhakarna into combat.
And the teleport is down for Guan. He just ports over to the mid lane. There's the ultimate out of HerpTheDerp and the Raijin. Excellent play, allowing the team to go ahead and pick up the Gold Fury and pick up some of the gods.
Unfortunately for the Mercury, he just barely clipped that Gold Fury wall as both the Thor and the Xbalanque able to escape. No problem at all as Guan Yu finds a kill onto the HerpTheDerp in the backline. Also zoning out the Apollo at the same time. Beautiful play coming out of Predators.
Yeah, that's really important stuff.
He might be in trouble though.
With the burst out of Raijin, yes,
no mana.
I think so. And there's the Mez, there's a hit from Mercury. And Scylla going to deter everybody. Good thing Scylla showed up. I think Predators was in trouble, but his teammate bails him out. Let's take a look at the graphs after that one. A lot of crazy things were going on there, and you can see the big burst up from where exceL picks up the Gold Fury, but then the jet down from when exceL answers back with a couple of kills.
eXcellence finding Predators, making sure that he found the kill onto Kaajee and zoned the Apollo out of the team fight. It was a good disengage as well, making sure that the Xbalanque ultimate and the Scylla I'm a Monster deterred the rest of exceL from finding that return kill, which is so important.
Hatters here on the Raijin. Standard build coming out. Although, actually, he's building into the Soul Reliquary. You expect this to be a Book of Thoth most likely, but if he wants to be a little spicy, can go for the Soul Reaver for just that quick burst. Hades building into more tanky, which is definitely something you expect.
Whenever you're inside your Pillar of Agony in the ultimate form of Hades, your stationary target, very easy to focus him down, especially against targets like Scylla, where Scylla's looking at the Hades sitting still like, I'm going to dump all my abilities onto you specifically. So Hades is trying to counteract that mid laner's mindset.
Yeah, if only you could use relics while in your ultimate, right? I don't think that we would see the curse from Hades. Even with the Guan, I think we'd always just see a sanctuary ult, see you later. But it's pretty much why you can't do that.
The beautiful thing about Hades is he has a lot of options inside his relics if he ever wanted to. He can pop the sprint, the meditation, whatever he wants. The blink as well. You can blink, engage it, then use your dash to disengage whenever possible. And it looks like Guan Yu is going to get ganked by the Mercury underneath.
Not able to find the basics, so the Blight not applied easily. Going to get it with the silence as Tallow Assault is stopped. 1v2. Predators doesn't really seem to mind.
He's baiting. Thor's going to be up into the air from Fire Giant Pin. And exceL's going to have to retreat under their own tier 1 tower as Thor lands on the Raijin instead. Going to force out the Xbalanque ultimate as the rest of exceL is going to disengage.
Yeah, not a lot of vision as far as wards are concerned, but exceL saw just with their faces. They called out that Thor was in the air, and everybody disengages. Everybody from eXcellence winds up in the mid lane. Maybe even look for a push here, but we see a back or two.
Apollo did back. Xbalanque did rotate over to the mid lane. 5 members here in the mid lane.
Ooh.
Apollo's not here yet. Pillar of Agony not connecting on anyone.
Really rough play from Kaajee and the Groot and the group up. Goop 'em up, Team eXcellence. Noziaa winds up with one. Raijin from the backside trying to deter, but it's just not going to happen. Herp winds up with the kill on Kumbhakarna. And this is rough stuff.
2 for 1 so far into the favor of eXcellence. They're also able to get this tier 1 tower right now. If Scylla finds this root and the crush. Oh, nice sanctuary. The Thor wall's there, though. Still maybe finding the kill.
Drizzle still on the backside. A lot of damage going to the mage. And even with the sanctuary totally, yeah, there it is. He's dead. Herp winds up cleaning that one from the jungle to support. Able to make it happen. Dashing forward is Farleez.
Trying to find the return kill, not going to be able to find it right there. Even though the Thor found a beautiful wall, the Apollo was sanctuary. Raijin tried to bail him out, dashing in. However, he put himself in a position where he had nowhere to go from there. So finding even more targets right there. Even though they lost the Guan Yu, they found the tier 1 tower. They found 3 members right now. And eXcellence are doing a wonderful job so far coming back into this game.
Yeah, they're really mitigating the lead very well. You can see down 500 gold now is exceL. And by the way, I didn't really mention this. Game number 1, there was a substitute. Mr. Turtle was stepping in for eXcellence. Now, we've got Herp back in the support position. That's Lycan. Lycan was on a couple of other teams earlier from last year, so you might recognize his name. Definitely one of the more strong European Xbox players. He's in the jungle on this Thor, and we're seeing it a little bit here and there, 1-0 and 4, but I think we could see probably a little bit more pressure from the Thor. He's been playing largely defensively, I think, for his squad more than anything else.
He tried to make some offensive plays. Unfortunately for him, every time he was thinking about making these offensive plays in the mid lane specifically, the Ares was always there looking for the blink ulti, and it forced the rest of eXcellence to kind of react to it. There was a lot of times where Lycan would go up into the air in the mid lane, didn't want to engage on the tier 1 tower, would retreat back into his own speed buff, which is not the worst thing in the world in the earlier stages of the game, when as long as you're always be clearing and always getting those speed buffs available, then you can look for the play afterwards.
Team eXcellence is going to look for the Gold Fury as it just spawns, but everybody from exceL knows it. You can see the Fudge, the jungler, and your mid laner Hatters on that Raijin just hanging out, getting ready. Gold Fury half HP, but will be leashed as exceL show up in higher numbers. 5v2, we'll take it. 5v4, I don't know about that one. Gold Fury is going to be leashed by eXcellence, but they're still here.
Hades did teleport on over, so now it's going to be a full 5-on-5. There is some separation as Apollo goes back. Just to clear the dual lane side wave real quickly, there is no team fight. There is no Gold Fury being forced, so it's a good multitasking as Apollo is going to wrap around underneath.
Root's not going to find a target. Let's Herp off the mark. So just more dancing. Rawski trying to find that initiation. He wants to get a bunch. Herb instead going to blink behind. Doesn't find much of anybody, but now Ares separated from the rest of the team. Hatter's on the backside going to go right in the ultimate to avoid the damage from Guan Yu, and that's trouble. Well played by Predators to force out the ult, and Farleez going to take out Rawski. There it is. Nobody has the options, and the Pillar of Agony comes out. 3 players trapped, and exceL going to try and do what they can, but Noziaa is still alive, and that's a problem. Kaajee makes sure to put the point into the Xbalanque. So down goes the Hunter. Drizzi takes out Lycan. Still looking for more. His players are very low on the side of eXcellence, but exceL can't catch up. There's the dash and a couple of basics. Hades shows up, so does Raijin, and that's one dead Kumbhakarna. Last hit going the way of Drizzi. So another kill for the Hunter. 3-0-2. And exceL will take their 3 kills and look to gold.
That was a very nice play so far coming out of exceL, finding those 3 kills. Rawski put himself in a very aggressive positioning. Once the Kumba blinked in, Rawski just pushed on forward, just walked. He didn't even blink it. He just kept walking forward, put himself in a position where he would absorb all the cooldowns, which would allow the rest of exceL to get off every single cooldown on every other target.
You know, Predators, Team eXcellence winds up on the bottom of that one totally. exceL played that fantastically, but Predators is really standing out to me as a player here in game number 1 where they win, and even game number 2 where they're losing. He plays the Guan Yu in lane against an abysmal matchup and still winds up with only a single death, right? He loses his tower, but he's able to play it still. And then right there, he forces out the Raijin ult, which is the single most important thing. exceL, they still win the team fight, but they win that team fight so much easier if there's a Raijin barreling his ult down in the Pillar of Agony. That's a fire giant, not just a gold fury. So Predator's doing exactly what I want to see.
That ultimate from Kaajee was doing so much damage, and right now Mercury trying to do so much damage onto this Guan Yu, but not going to find much right now. And yeah, had that Raijin ulti been available during the Pillar of Agony, that teamfight would have been a 5-for-1 for sure, easily.
Yeah, so Predators, I mean, he's really sticking out for me. Out of these 2 squads, who's really getting your eye the most?
In this position right now, I would say the way the Apollo played that last team fight, he used his ultimate at the end just to find that one pick. He kept playing aggressive. He was thinking about flanking at the beginning of the team fight, but thought otherwise. So the aggressive mindset is always there.
Kaajee, he's dealing with some aggressive mindsets. There's a 3-on-1 here. Kaajee, level 16, will be joined up by his 16 jungler. The ultimate's getting charged, not going to be committed. And there's Kumbhakarna with the hot blink. Very quickly knocks one to the sky, can't find the kill. Kaajee getting aggressive, traps 3 in the ultimate, but Thor is going to take off to the sky. A lot of damage coming out from the mage as the solo lane joins up with the mid lane, and Raijin looking for the kill. Blinks forward, finds a couple of basics. Guan Yu still alive, and Kaajee puts him down. Predators takes a death. And down from the sky comes Apollo trying to save the life of his Ares. A little bit too late, but here comes the rest of exceL.
And she'll be able to find Mercury going through 2 members, forcing the Sanctuary out of the Scylla. She should fall as well. She does get silenced. Xbalanque split push on the left-hand side, but it doesn't matter. Too many members fall for eXcellence right now, and exceL is going to try to push this lead into the Tier 1 mid tower. Very easily should be able to transition into a second one as well.
Excuse me. I love that. I love that Mercury kill. I just imagine him going, see ya! Just running right on through, getting the kill with the damage from the ultimate. Xbalanque split pushing, but nobody cares. It's going to be a Tier 1 and a Tier 2 for exceL. They trade out a Tier 1 tower on the left-hand side, and as I said, not really a concern. exceL take a big lead off of their last team fight, their last couple of objectives. 4,000 gold in the lead is exceL.
It's very interesting when you're dealing with an Apollo. One, do you split push to match the split push, or do you go into the team fight and allow the Apollo to split push at one side? You damn if you do, damn if you don't kind of deal. In that situation, the Xbalanque took a risk, hoping that his team wouldn't be on the opposite, the poor side of that team fight. Unfortunately for him, couldn't find more than just a Tier 1 tower.
Yeah, 2 kills in total for the Xbalanque. Not a terrible game. Honestly, not a terrible game for anybody on Team eXcellence. It's 9-8. The kills have been close, and it really hasn't been the scenario where, you know, the mid lane's just getting farmed. He's 0-8-2. It's really eXcellence. A lot of these players are positive. The 2, 3, and 4 on the support, I'm totally fine with. Even the 1, 2, and 6 on a Thor, that's acceptable. Thor's looking for the control. exceL are just really finding more off of these team fights. Like right here. In goes Ares. He gets 3 ultimates. And now eXcellence just doesn't have the tools available to them. And guess what? Kaajee's going to come around from the back in 30 seconds and just trap 3 people in his House of Horrors ultimate, and nobody's going to survive.
With a Raijin ulti on top of that, that's going to be doing a lot of damage. Thor yet again landing on his speed buff defensively, not wanting to get pulled there. So despite the Ares scoreline is 0-5-4, he's still making the plays. He's not afraid to find those blink initiations. It was on 2 targets earlier. That time around, it was 3, forcing those 3 ultimates. Now, if I am exceL in this position with all those ultimates being down from eXcellence, I would be forcing a team fight right now.
Now you see, those are the things that don't make it to the scoreboard. They're not quite intangibles, but they're just the abilities that don't wind up being told in the after game stats. Relics burned. Ares is leading that category by a bajillion right now. I mean, he's what's allowing players like Kaajee and Mercury to be on top of the player damage. Without those beads getting out of there, you're not seeing these 3-man Pillar of Agonies. Good mess. And one's going to get knocked to the sky, but honestly, not enough players from eXcellence to make this really happen. 4 players, on the other hand, for exceL here. Shell is popped as eXcellence realizes that their dual lane is just a dual lane. The ultimate Pillar of Agony used.
Forced the purification so far out of the Xbalanque right now, as the Kumbhakarna is still trying to find a route. Going to connect onto the Ares. No follow-up, however. The Thor ultimate is available to him if he wants to start engaging right now. Scylla just clearing the wave, making it very difficult for exceL to find the right opportunity to go in.
I love the effect of the Mercury ultimate. You just hear the charge up, and everybody has to wrap around the corner. Thor goes up, and Guan Yu gets aggressive. Everybody looking for Fudge, and Fudge going to turn around. Ultimate going to be canceled. Does have it available. So Fudge is in a terrible spot. He can find a way out. Look at h1trz. h1trz is going to use his teleport to block the pathing for Thor to cut off the Mercury. Very smart execution.
A lot of interesting plays from both teams, mispositioning and then finding the right opportunity to regroup with the rest of their team. Mercury was baiting the Thor a little bit, and then Thor was baiting the Raijin. So both teams going to regroup in a 5-5 situation. Mercury still having his ult available to him. Could be very patient. As long as he's very patient in the situation, he could find the right timing.
This is excellent for exceL. They look like they're on the back foot, and before Farleez ulted, they weren't, but now they are. Fudge answers back with 1, but it's a 2-for-1 at the moment. Got to keep pushing his exceL. Drizzi picks up 1, but Lycan answers back. 3 dead on the side of exceL. They've only got 2. It's h1trz and Drizzi. They're looking for the burst. Guan Yu's still alive, but the basics aren't being found. Drizzi's not as accurate as he wants to be. Dash, Sanctuary can find it. 1 versus the world. Drizzi finds 1. Drizzi looking for the second. Drizzi gets it. Can he catch up to Guan Yu? Can he catch up to Guan Yu? Has the ultimate. Not available, so not going to be able to go up in the sky. He'll take what he can get. 2 kills for the Apollo. Smart play.
I'm so impressed right now by Drizzi, the way he's been playing this out. Just not afraid to keep on firing those little finger guns right there, just making sure that he's always doing the damage. That's something you have to be doing as a hunter. Even though you're taking damage, you're dishing out more than you're receiving in certain situations, so just don't be afraid to put yourself into the crossfire, and that's exactly what happened. The way that teamfight initiated, the Ares found a nice, beautiful pull. However, the Scylla damage was just too much. Finding the first kill on Monster, set up the second on top of the damage on to Kaajee during the Pillar of Agony, which is what allowed eXcellence to find the early win. However, Drizzi brought it back for his team.
Drizzi was able to do, you see him sitting there, 17,000 player damage before. The top 2 were at 14K, which means Drizzi did at least 3,000 there. That's an absurd amount of damage. That's an absurd amount of damage. He's got chins, he's got the rage, and honestly, shouts to Aussie. You're the real MVP. That's what allowed Drizzi to sit there and stay in that team fight and take the 1v3 and almost kill 3. He had to settle for 2.
Had to settle for 2 against 2 warriors like Guan Yu and Thor. You have the sustain, you have the armor shredding and the armor boosting. It was just beautiful presence of mind to always just stay focused in that situation, and that's something that separates certain players when you are in a big team fight. There's a lot of stuff happening around, and some people will get tunnel vision one way where you always have to be looking at what's coming at you instead.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of smart mechanics. The Mez to get away from the Berserker's barrage, a dash away to keep that sort of dead zone, to use an old terminology, in the sense that he's ranged and the other guys aren't, so they just can't hit him. eXcellence going to look for the Gold Fury here. Raijin comes down the side, and the Gold Fury going to fall down, still trailing by 3K as Team eXcellence. And now Kaajee going to turn around looking for the kills. 3 dead on the side of Team eXcellence. And as we take a glance toward the graphs, at 27 minutes, you see 16-12 read the kills. And with eXcellence leading the game now, looking for Tier 2. They've certainly got a lot under their hood.
A beautiful ultimate combination between h-rez and Kaajee. We were talking about that Hades Raijin combination, and that was used perfectly there in that situation. I like the mindset that Lycan had. He used the Tectonic Rift to not allow the Mercury to go through. However, Hades has a dash. He easily went through that Tectonic Rift and forced engagement.
Rawski looking for one. Ultimate out of Guan going to avoid it. Sanctuary out of h-rez. He's stunned, but it's all good. He's immune to damage. Dashing forward is Fudge. Couple of hits onto the mage, forces Scylla out completely. Now it's Guan versus 5. He's going to dash on through. Has the marker Raijin on him. No burst. Lycan's in the air. Phoenix falls. exceL trying to retreat. And quick dash out of h-rez. And he escapes Lycan. Rawski likely to trade his life here. But as long as exceL get out besides the support, it's worth it.
Definitely worth it, as they did get that left side Phoenix, and now eXcellence. Guan is going to teleport on over, trying to find somebody to cut off. Going to find the Raijin, the dash not available to him. Going to slow him and find the kill. 1-for-1 trade so far. If they're able to find one more, or if they go straight to the Fire Giant, that would be a good idea as well.
Yeah, so you trade out your support for a Phoenix, totally worth. Nobody questions that at all. You trade out your support and your mid lane Raijin. He doesn't have a Doom Orb, so you rather that not happen, but it's not the end of the world, but you are going to lose something for it. Tier 2 tower goes down on the left-hand side, not a big deal. If exceL lose their left Phoenix, however, I think that's a much bigger deal, Toli, and it's up to Kaajee to stop. 2-3 people stuck in the pillar, and it's going to do a lot of damage to Thor, but Thor alone.
Phoenix barely being dented right there, so out of eXcellence right now. Guan, you should be able to keep the Dream alive right now and making sure nobody falls from eXcellence. However, that siege happened without any minions. It makes it very difficult to do any damage to that Phoenix, especially when you always have to worry about that big area of effect control coming out of Kaajee right there. The fact that they killed h-rez gave them a little bit of hope and glimmer. However, they probably should have transitioned that into the Fire Giant.
Lycan gets a little bit of damage from the poke. And looking for a tier 2 tower, not quite the Fire Giant just yet. Guan ultimate going to be hit. And there's the ultimate out of Raijin to avoid the CC, dealing a lot of damage to all of his aggressors. There's the ult out of Rawski, going to pull Guan right on over. And there's the basics, but Apollo stands in it because of the ultimate out of Xbalanque. Kaajee takes out Farleez, but it's after she deals the damage to Drizzi, and he's out for 50+ seconds.
That's very important that they did find that return kill on top of Farleez. Beautiful execution so far out of eXcellence during that engagement, using Darkest and Nights to set up Farleez ultimate there on top of Drizzi, which is beautiful because now they don't have the DPS necessary to do the Fire Giant, not having late game Apollo. They're going to try for it regardless because they have the Mercury and the Raijin.
I mean, Mercury is a ton of damage, and even if they don't want to put the Fire Giant, I think that exceL can take this 4v4. Noziaa already half HP just to the Ares alone. Mercury going to dash away. Fire Giant very low. It does go to exceL, and Rawski picks up Noziaa. Herp going to find a root, and it's not good enough. There comes a solo lane. Herp in trouble. Herp's going to take a nap. h-rez gets credit for it off the assist of the entire team. exceL now leading by 5K and a Fire Giant. But Drizzi sat that one out.
I was really worried about how they started that Fire Giant to begin with. Mercury was tanking it. 2 members from exceL get knocked up. Mercury still had aggro. He resets to come back in. The lava pools come out. He has to retreat from the team fight. However, having the area of effect control out of h-rez right there, which is what allowed the Fire Giant to not only be secured, but to allow it to find those kills on top of eXcellence.
Yeah, the Fire Giant, not always the cleanest fight. Not always the cleanest fight. Team still trying to figure that out, I suppose. But a lot of damage coming out from exceL in general. You can see their entire team above the entire team of Team eXcellence outside of the support, which is an Ares, so he should be doing damage, but not much more than anybody else.
And with these 4 members from exceL having the Fire Giant, they should be able to win these team fights right now, having this late game damage out of Raijin, out of the Hades, and the Apollo, and Mercury to boot as well. It's very scary for eXcellence.
Ooh, I wonder what Mercury is going to be building into. Likely the Blood Forge. I honestly just thought it was Apollo's build. I just thought it was Apollo's build. It was looking spicier. Usually we have the players lined up. 19-15. Just a hair above a half hour here in exceL, looking to finish this one off. They lost the first one. They're looking to win this one. And Kaajee's going to start it off by catching 1 in the pillar. 3 are caught up by the chains of Ares. And it's going to hit the mage. Farleez picks up Kaajee real quick. Drizzi in some trouble. Mercury going to dash backwards and catch Predators in it. But it's a 4v5 with Kaajee down. That's a lot of what exceL brings to the table. And without their Hades, they're on the back foot. eXcellence looking for the turnaround, but Herp very low as well. There's the wrap and there's the punch. Fudge turns the fight by himself. Rawski now getting aggressed on him by the Guan Yu, but on the left side, and there's the rotation. Here comes hi-rez. He's going to drop down the mark. He's going to teleport to it. All of a sudden, Xbalanque doesn't have the HP pool he thought he did, finds the kill, and the answer back not going to be as obvious as exceL thought. hi-rez doesn't make it count.
And now Apollo's going to come land again. Can Drizzi find the cleanup with hi-rez as well? Founds Noziaa. Can they find the Guan Yu as well? Predator's trying to juke as long as he can. Drizzi is very low. Has to watch out for the dash that's about to come out. Going to dash away himself.
Smart play. 5 missed basics in a row right there, folks. The ultimate coming out from the Guan Yu. Sanctuary to avoid the damage, and Guan runs right past. Drizzi cleaned up this clutch situation before. Finds one, but can't find the second. And hi-rez just blows him up. That's a lethal blink. And
Soul
22
Reaver.
kills in total. GG, says Drizzi.
That was the Soul Reaver right there. Thor looking for the return kill, possibly. Not going to be able to find the Tectonic Rift. Going to hammer on out. Left side Phoenix was trying to be pressured by the Apollo during the later stages of that team fight. Scylla was doing a good job defending his. That's what allowed the Apollo to rotate in later on and found the cleanup as well. Right side Phoenix does fall for exceL so far, so eXcellence going to have to be able to defend that right-hand side.
What was really fun for me there was that Drizzi seemed to handle those clutch situations when nobody else is around, but then when hi-rez shows up, he can't find the basics that we saw him crush earlier. So Drizzi drops the clutch kill, but hi-rez shows up just in time to save the life of the Apollo.
As Drizzi was running away, he could have actually turned around and looked for the Guan Yu, still using his finger guns to hit the Guan Yu in the cavalry charge, and then once the Guan Yu was going to come down with that cavalry charge, then pop the Sanctuary, baiting him out a little bit longer. Could have maybe even found a kill during the cavalry charge.
Anything's possible. Wanted to play it safe. exceL certainly don't. Still pushing up. Xbalanque ultimate used, and that'll deter exceL from going too hard. And eXcellence has to retreat. And one more time, Lycan, that ultimate forced defensively.
And without that Thor and Xbalanque ultimate, this siege on the left-hand side should be relatively easy.
Oh, yeah.
That Phoenix has already been respawned. It's had half health. It is weakened as well. They're trying to wait for the wave to push on with it to make it that much simpler as well. Ares currently looking for the right opportunity to blink. However, it's going to be the Kumba with the blink engage.
Yeah, Herp goes ahead and gets 2 mez. Finds the root on the Kaajee. Kaajee not in as much trouble as he was last time around. Going to catch 3 in the Pillar of Agony, but Kaajee landing way down. There's the Ares ultimate as well. Well played by exceL, but eXcellence turns it around with a kill from Noziaa. Very good play coming out from eXcellence. What looked to be exceL's fight this way till Sunday is the opposite. eXcellence answer back completely, 2 for none after the perfect initiation from exceL.
They were waiting a little bit too long. There were 2 ultimates down for eXcellence and everyone up for exceL. So unfortunately, the Kumbhakarna engage and the Guan Yu forced too much of a backline disruption away from exceL. So they had to deal with that, and as a result, there was too much damage onto the front line of exceL that they couldn't handle. The Guan Yu sustain was also a little bit too strong for eXcellence.
Yeah, just too much of that continued healing. So those longer team fights are not going to go the way of exceL. They really need to find these burst kills. Otherwise, they wind up on the backside. They wind up losing objectives. Fire Giant started, half HP. Kaajee's here. 4 members from eXcellence are here as well. But Fudge shows up, looking for the kills onto the Assassin. Still on the Fire Giant. There comes Guan Yu. Fire Giant very close to death, and it will go to Team eXcellence. And Kaajee in some trouble now. hi-rez shows up. This time, Lycan's looking to go aggressive. He's in the air. Where's he going to land,
Thinking
Tully?
about it, he's just going to retreat defensively. If Fudge had the purification, he could have instantly 1 or 2 shot if he found the crit on top of the Thor. Playing it very safe. You just got Fire Giant. You want to make sure you utilize this buff to its fullest potential, and that's going to be a Phoenix Siege. Because even if he found a kill, by the time he backs to base, buys some items, goes back to Phoenix Siege, that kill is going to respawn.
So just the if they don't have Fire Giant, maybe you see that aggressive ultimate out of the Thor. But since they do, and everything you just broke down, not going to see it. Instead, Team eXcellence looking for the turnaround here. They were down by a lot before, and now separated by about 6,000 gold. Looking for the turnaround. You can see the coming down, the lead getting shortened thanks to eXcellence winning the last team fight and picking up fire.
And with that Fire Giant push right now, they're trying to get all the waves pushed because both of those left and right side Phoenixes for eXcellence are at half health. So like we mentioned before, the Noziaa game specifically, which wasn't used, there could be some backdoor potential with the Apollo, especially having that global ultimate to escape as well. So in this situation, that's something that Drizzi could exploit.
So Team eXcellence now grouped up on the right side of the map. Apollo going to hang out with the rest of his team here in mid lane, clearing off to make sure that the tier 2 tower can be besieged as easily as eXcellence might want. I mean, this tower is basically dead anyway, and exceL not going to defend it at all. Very smartly.
Yeah, it's just too low right now. 5-10% right there. There's
Yeah,
5 members with Fire Giant on eXcellence in that situation. Even if you try to defend it, the dive coming out of eXcellence and the rotation from you to your Phoenix or you to your Fountain is just too great, and eXcellence can easily catch up to you.
eXcellence takes out the last tower on the table, so nobody has any towers left. Everybody gone. And now exceL trying to defend against the right-hand side. But the rotation from eXcellence keeping exceL on their toes. Not sure if they want to commit to mid or right. And there it is. The rotation coming out from eXcellence is juked. And you see the right-hand side. There's the engage. And Ares gets 2 with the pull. Not a good follow-up from exceL. No too much damage coming out, but there's the Pillar of Agony right on top of the Scylla ultimate. And here comes Raijin. There's the follow-up we were looking for. Hatters gets 1, and they want to continue. Lycan gets mezzed out of the ultimate, out of the barrage, and now he's looking for the backside. Sanctuary activated as exceL gets very aggressive. Mercury has his ultimate used right there. No fault. There it is. Kaajee finds Noziaa. Wasn't expecting that.
The
Was
speed
not
buff onto
expecting
the
that.
Mercury should be able to find the kill on top of the Thor. Gonna juke out the Tectonic Rift. Scylla on the left-hand side. Gonna get aggressed on by the Raijin. Crush is good. Sanctuary
Sank.
popped as well. Can they find another kill onto the Kumbhakarna?
Absolutely. It's Rawski or it's Fudge in the solo, or the passive as well. Rawski gets the last hit for that one. So now exceL heading up the right side. They got 50 seconds on Farleez, Herp, and basically that on Noziaa. I mean, this is at least 2 Phoenixes. I don't know if it's the win, Toli.
This could easily be the win right now. There's 4 members right now on exceL with only a Thor to defend this. Founding the stun, however, not connecting.
You go now
on
or you
that
go for
hammer.
the other Phoenix?
I would go for the win right here.
Right now, Mark's going to go for
Mercury
the death.
is too low
Just
right there.
dash right in. Ares going to take the Titan. There it is. 25% HP already dead. But there's Lycan up in the sky. Ultimate out of Predators as well. Finding Drizzi. Sanctuary popped. And now it's a 2-on-3, but everybody's spread out. Fudge can't fight in this contest because Lycan takes them out before. And Team eXcellence is going to play good defense and chase exceL out of their base.
And Guan is taking a lot of damage from that Soul Reaver Raijin. Had the Mercury played a little bit more patient, allowing the front line of the Hades to execute the way he should have, allowed the Hades or the Ares to tank the Titan in that situation, that late game burst damage would have been just enough to get that Titan.
Just not grouped up on the same level. Everybody
Mercury was
taking
just
individual pokes.
Too poked out in that situation. Had to be more careful and cautious about how he approaches that next time.
40 minutes on the clock here, folks, and exceL and eXcellence. They're separated by 6K gold, but it just don't matter no more. 26 kills to 21. This game has been relatively up and down. Last time around, it was pretty much just eXcellence from front to back. exceL put up a decent fight, but eXcellence just kind of ran it from the ground up. This has been back and forth, and then for the majority of the game, exceL has been in the lead, unable to find the win just yet.
It's going to be interesting to see if exceL can do the same exact thing that they did the last team fight when the Ares Blink initiated, found 3 targets.
Yep.
The Guan Yu, despite using his cavalry charge for the Ares ultimate, we talked about how the Ares and the Hades complement each other, whether or not they force the purification out of each other or defensive ultimates, and that's exactly what happened on top of the Guan Yu. Without the cavalry charge, he had nowhere to go from that Pillar of Agony and the Raijin ultimate.
And we've barely seen Lycan be aggressive because his ultimate's generally chased out by this Ares. You can see Ares doing basically the same amount of damage as the Thor, and a lot of that has to do with the relics being chased out. Fudge's dash is caught. He was messed with his dash, and a big burst coming out onto the Mercury. See you later, bud.
That was a lot of damage right there. He had nowhere to go. That was a beautiful execution from the Kumbhakarna. Like you mentioned, getting caught on the dash is one of the worst feelings you can have as any sort of jungle assassin.
You're just so squishy, and your one tool to get out of problems is stop, so you just don't have them available. eXcellence realized they have the numbers advantage, so the Fire Giant will be started. And exceL just going to let this one go. No contest whatsoever.
Like the way they defended the first time around on the right side, Phoenix, makes me believe that, okay, we'll give you guys Fire Giant in this situation. We're going to have some right side fire waves flooding in. You guys are going to have to push that out and make sure that your Titan's not taking any damage. Otherwise, we could backdoor it if we wanted to, and you're going to have to find our Phoenixes.
So Fire Giant is taken for Team eXcellence. They've got it available to them. And exceL going to defend here on the right-hand side.
There's 2 fire waves that is going to go into the right-hand side of that Titan. If they're not careful, they can take a lot of damage in that room.
Ooh, there's the Bling 3 caught up in the chains. He's going to force out the Scylla ultimate and not get hit by it. Very good play coming out from Ares. Now there comes Kaajee. He's got 2 and 3 in the ultimate along with Raijin. Huge burst, and exceL pull off their combo flawlessly. Unable to find the kills, though. Need a couple more. Up in the air is Apollo. There's the Mercury dash. Well played. And that's going to be the cleanup on aisle right. exceL wind up with everything. Farleez answers back with Fudge, but he's the only one alive sans Predators. And exceL really have that team fight.
Titan is already taking a lot of damage. Like we mentioned, there was 2 fire waves going to be flooding into that Titan room. Winning this team fight should be allowing exceL to come back into this game and close it out very easily, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're all going to the right-hand side. Titan sitting at about 25% health or so at this point in time. Should be an easy win. When
you make a composition totally in the picks and bans, you have your ideal situation, right? And then you have your, all right, realistically, you're going to get a 1 or 2 pick off of this ultimate, this, that, and the third, right? That's what you really see. exceL, everything lined up. Drizzi drops down. That's not good, totally.
They're trying to go all in this situation, and beautiful recognition for Predators, taking away
Titan
the
low.
damage dealer right now. Ares and Hades trying to get this Titan. However, Predators zoning out Raijin. Raijin getting hit by the Phoenix. He's going to fall as well, and it looks like the Hades fell in the Titan room. It's so low. They didn't get the Titan.
They didn't get the Titan?
Right, Phoenix respawns. Titan is going to heal back up.
They didn't get the Titan?
They didn't get the Titan.
They didn't get the Titan?
They didn't get the Titan.
They didn't get the Titan! They didn't get the Titan.
They didn't get it.
Very rough stuff, and the target prioritization there was absolutely key, making sure to take Apollo out of the conversation so he's not able to do much of anything.
In that situation, when you're getting dove by just a Guan Yu, dashing forward past him is putting yourself out of position for the rest of your team to clean up. It's better to just try to find the burst on the Guan Yu while he's going at you. You have to recognize, like, I'm going to be taking damage, but so are you. And to not only to myself, but to the rest of my teammates doing damage on you.
So Drizzle and Fudge will be here. 20 seconds on Rawski and Hatters, and then a lot for Kaajee. He's going to be up in 15 as well. So doesn't look like eXcellence can really win off of this, but they'll at least get 1 or 2 Phoenixes.
Well, if they're not going to get the Titan, they're going to get the Phoenixes.
That's what they're looking for. Well, they got 1 Phoenix.
They got 1. Not going to be a second one right now. Fireshine not responding for another 2 minutes right now. They're not going to utilize their slight player advantage at that given point in time. Just going to play really safe right now. Both teams currently sitting on a lot of gold. They're going to be able to find those 3K pots relatively soon as well. 2 members out of exceL currently with Fireshine on top of the Scylla and the Guan Yu, so they could utilize that regen and that extra power spike to win these team fights.
That's certainly what everybody's looking for. exceL and eXcellence have been back and forth here, man, and you know, this one at least has been exciting. We're getting to see the ups and downs, but a couple of misplays here in the late game. Players, I think, whether they're underestimating the amount of damage coming forward or overestimating how tanky they are here, a lot of people seem to have this sort of like invincibility complex where you're just seeing Drizzi just winds up getting popped. And then the players that try to fight Drizzi, they get popped as well. They get crit real easily. So players just disappear at this point.
eXcellence is looking for the right opportunity to catch exceL off guard, but it looks like they're going to give it up, and they're going to fight under the Phoenix as Scylla did back in that situation. And the difference between these 2 teams in team fight-wise, eXcellence, they're wanting to go for the long team fights. They have the Guan Yu sustain, they have the Thor setting up the Scylla, Kumba setting up Scylla, and the Xbalanque damage late game. Kumbhakarna going to find the blink and the sleepy time. Thor's going up in the air.
And he's going to find a target offensively. Numbers opportunity given to Team eXcellence. There's the Pillar of Agony, but Kaajee in some trouble. He's going to be forced out. There's 1 pull, and the ultimate out of Scylla. He's gone! Lycan winds up with 1. Hatters winds up with 1. 1 dead on the side of exceL, 2 dead on the side of eXcellence. And everybody's still pushing up here on the right-hand side. When you die, you're out for a minute plus. If exceL can find a couple of more kills, they're going to win the game. If eXcellence can find a couple of more kills, they're going to win the game. This is late game. This is time to burn. And exceL going right to the left Phoenix.
They're going to go for that weakened left side Phoenix. Hades did teleport back in right now. Guan Yu currently trying to defend us. He does have his ultimate available to him, so he could find an opportunity to dive. If Fudge's dash is down, that's going to be an easy target for Predators to go on. And looking at the position of Drizzi, he's learned his mistake from last time. He's going to play super safe.
And there's the wall going to separate from the rest of the team. Up on the horse's Predators, trying to deal the damage and chase down Fudge. Stun, gonna take him out. But there's the rotation from the mid lane Mage, and Hatter's going to fall as well. Predators dealing a lot of damage with these boots and the Titan's Bane. Drizzi going to get mezzed by Herp, and up in the air is Lycan. Drizzi realizes he's got to go, and he will. So the turnaround from eXcellence is good.
And now he left his boy behind. Kaajee's in a lot of trouble as well. He's going to take a lot of damage unless he sustains it up. And the Pillar of Agony to return the damage.
That's a huge one, but the damage return is very strong. Here comes Drizzi. A moment too late, it may seem. Predators get silenced out, mezzed, but the damage will return. Kaajee low, and the last hit from Predators. He's gotten 3 in this last exchange so far. Sanctuary activated by Drizzi. Don't think he wants to take 1v3 this time around, but he's going to be forced to. Trying to find the basics, and it doesn't matter. Here comes Crush. eXcellence have put 4 players for exceL on the ground. Totally. I think they can get a Phoenix or 2 out of this one. I'm not so sure about the Titan.
I'm not so sure about the Titan either right now, and they're not so sure either. They're going to go straight into the Fire
Good
Giant,
call.
Playing it very safe right now. They have a 5-on-1 advantage currently with 2 members respawning in about 10 seconds. By the time they get to those Phoenixes, they would be in a 5v3, but now they're going to have the Fire Giant on all 5 members from eXcellence. They're going to try to find that weakened right side Phoenix as it does respawn, and then try to look for these long out exchanges. All they have to watch out for out of eXcellence is they have to watch out for the ultimates, the big ultimates from the Raijin, the Hades, the Mercury, and top of the Ares. Once those ultimates are down, that's when eXcellence can easily start making these team fights. If you take all the ultimates off the table for both teams, eXcellence definitely win. Yeah,
exceL's a team that's just going to look to just blow you up, look for one big, huge bomb, whether it's Ares or Hades. One of those are going to go off, and they're going to be able to find the kills. Like I said, the textbook play happened over here on the right side the last time this engaged. Ares blinks in, grabs a bunch, all the purification's gone, 4 people caught in a tunnel, and then Raijin ults everyone. That's what exceL wants to do. eXcellence, they got hit by it once. Don't know if they're going to get hit by it a second time. Right Phoenix falls for free.
And now if they want to push this mid-side Phoenix, they're either going to have to push this wave in the mid lane, or they're going to have to do it without it. And they're going to play it very safe right now, going to make sure that since the Scylla just got poked out, Guan and the Fire Giant are going to keep her topped off, and going to make sure that the mid wave does get pushed, want to be able to push with the wave, so that way exceL has to deal with 2 targets, not just 1.
Team eXcellence grouped up in the mid lane. 50 minutes almost on the clock. The route onto Fudge is going to be strong, but wrapped up is Herp. There's the ultimate out of Kaajee. He's got Predators, and Hatter's going to answer back with Noziaa on the ground. Lycan in the sky, going to dunk on down, finds a target on the backside. Not enough to take out Fudge, but finds it with the Berserker's Barrage. 1 dead on the side of exceL, 1 dead on the side of Team eXcellence. And the defensive maneuver is strong from exceL, and they're able to defend their Titan and their Phoenix, honestly. It stands against a team with Fire Giant.
They got the mid Phoenix still defended. They lost the right side Phoenix as Guan Yu was doing a good job zoning away with his cavalry charge. Didn't have it for that mid fight engage. And right now, eXcellence has to do a better job of just spreading out away from that Hades and that Ares. They have to bait their front line just a little bit. The way the Kumba initiated was beautiful. However, there was just no capitalization off of it. And then they got dove on the back line as well.
Yeah, I think these teams need to start writing their names in lowercase because they don't know how to capitalize.
I can hear the production right now. The production are just face-palming right now. I can hear them in the background right now, and I'm sure there's a bunch of fail-fishes in the Twitch
I just
chat.
spun around in my chair. That's it. I'm good. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mic drop. Nah, just kidding. I'll be here all week. You got me. I'm here. You're here. exceL and eXcellence, they're still here. We're pushing an hour. These guys are so evenly matched, 32-33. That's the fun stuff. I think if this is a blowout, the team doesn't know how to clean up, I'm kind of a little bit bored. But there is back and forth. There's a fight on fight. 32 and 33 kills per. I mean, what more can you ask for?
It's a lot of fireworks between both these 2 teams right now. You have a lot of burst damage coming out of Scylla and then the Mercury on the opposite side. So at any given moment, either of those 2 gods can clean up the other at any time.
Certainly looking for that. Certainly looking for the cleanup here. exceL, I was excited over there on the right-hand side. Their execution was so perfect. And then eXcellence just said, no, 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 no. Not going to let you do that. No, 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 no. So now they're looking for the left-hand side. Fire Giant still on for a little bit. But 10-4 and 17. Watch out. Guan Yu has really been on a tear.
He has to be. If somebody, the way he's been initiating in the front line, he's been keeping his team into this game, finding that triple kill earlier on in the top side of the map. It was just very important for him to make sure that the left side Phoenix stayed alive. And right now, Guan Yu trying to zone out a few members, but the Xbalanque, look how careful he's playing in the back.
Up on the horse is Predators, goes right for Hatters, just going to chase him out. Phoenix now being aggressed on, but Fudge from nowhere takes out Noziaa. He's been a non-factor in this late game because the Xbalanque has just been taken out over and over again. Kaajee with a perfect pillar, but it's answered back by Lycan. Double kill for the assassin. Lycan goes right in the air, but he takes a chunk out. Will he go aggressive is the question. Still going to miss the ultimate, not going to be found. Crush also going to miss as well. So Drizzi now, he's alive, but not able to make it happen. 2 dead on both teams.
2 for 2 right now, 34 to 35. Both these two teams are very evenly matched right now. It's very difficult for either of them to find the right opportunity, the right angle. It's going to have to come down to a deicide, honestly, at this point in time.
I mean, they just can't find the right angle. They're a little bit too obtuse.
They're just a little bit too far past the 90-degree mark. And as you get muted, I think it was, or the music got muted instead.
They ain't muting me. Radio still lives on. Original pirate material. exceL and eXcellence. What's your favorite part of these two squads so far? We've gotten to see a lot of them.
Well, my non-favorite part is the fact that they both begin with X.
Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough.
But other than that, I love them.
Sure. What's your favorite? Because I'm still looking at Predators. In game number 1, he was exciting. He was playing that Hercules, and he was really doing it. And then game number 2, honestly, like I said, he's 10-5 and 19 now. His squad's going to look at Fire Giant. exceL's going to answer. This could be the game.
I would say the first half of this game was definitely on Drizzi, and now the second half, Predators has certainly taken over.
Fire Giant going to be aggressed on for a while now. HP on the Fire Giant, about 75% HP. There's the dash backwards from Hatters. Doesn't want to be caught out by anybody. Fire Giant has been leashed. And eXcellence will retreat.
Just kind of waiting for the right opportunity to get the Fire Giant. Apollo going to go over into the mid lane, going to try to push out the wave while the Fire Giant doesn't really happen at this point in time. What they're doing is just buying time right now. They were coming back from the base, exceL, so they have to figure out the right opportunity to contest the Fire Giant. eXcellence not wanting any part of it, just going to retreat a little bit.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out the right opportunity, and we keep saying they're trying to find the right angle, the right opportunity. Flat out, Toli, put your coach hat on. What's the right opportunity? What's the right spot?
Well, the way Guan Yu initiated on the right side, Phoenix, is something similar that has to consistently happen. As long as they have Fire Giant and they're the ones being aggressive, that Guan Yu zone is very important. And as long as the rest of his team can spread out from that Hades and Ares ulti combinations, which will then instantly get followed up from Raijin, then they should be in a good position to win the rest of the team fight. It's all a matter of a little bit of patience and aggression from the Guan Yu.
exceL have been doing a very good job in these team fights to just eliminate Noziaa. He's been a little bit aggressive and his positioning hasn't been perfect, but exceL definitely making sure to make use of that. Lycan's ultimate going to be forced out by the Ares blink. Well played by Rawski. Lycan going to go ahead and ult on top of his speed buff.
For the 4th time in a row so far, he's going to defensively ulti away from that Ares ultimate. Fudge thinking about playing really aggressive right now. Does pop a power potion right now. Scylla Crush just barely off the marks. Fire Giant being started. Knocked up is going to be the Raijin. He's going to dash away. And recognizing this, Guan Yu is going to capitalize on the out of position Ares. He doesn't have his ultimate available. The Crush and the Amamatsu do connect.
Kaajee drops the pillar, and so does Raijin dropping the beat. Can't really find much of anything as the drummer has now used his drum solo. Team eXcellence trying to find some more on the backside.
And now the root is going to connect on top of the Hades right now. Thor trying to find somebody in out of position. Going to get Mez. Not going to find the Tectonic Rift on the ever so slow turtle moving Hades. And it looks like the rest of eXcellence are considering pushing this middle Phoenix as Raijin dashes away.
They poked a lot of players out on the side of exceL. So eXcellence looking to get aggressive. There's the ultimate out of Guan, trying to find one. Lycan does. Kaajee down. 2 players on the right-hand side, 1 in the middle. And there, Noziaa finally gets the opportunity to just rain basics, but it's not enough.
Predator's in a lot of trouble. He's going to fall as well. Both solo laners falling in the first fight right now. Thor not wanting to commit to the team fight. He's going to retreat as well. 4-on-4 right now. Fire Giant does stand still as Ares he has his ultimate available relatively soon to him, and he should be able to defend the Fire Giant, but it looks like he's just not trying to get into that position. He's afraid that there's going to be an ambush around the corner. There's not that much vision on the bottom-hand side.
Well, nothing for him to defend anyway. Fire Giant not going to be taken by Team eXcellence. 4-4. Not the kills, not the gold, not the experience. That's actually just how many players are on the board. You've got your solo laner sitting out for 40-plus seconds. That's going to be rough. No real protection here, so don't expect to see any team real fight until those two players are back around. 56 minutes on the clock here, folks, and we've had a tight one pretty much all game. Rawski going to try and force out what he can. There's Purification on the side of Thor. Lycan's ultimate not available just yet.
Thor and Scylla's Purification was used during that, so Fudge can easily capitalize on that. He's going to aiming it. Can he find the right angle?
Ooh.
Not going to commit.
Yeah, can't really find it. If he finds that wrap, that is a dead whoever you are, but can't really find it out. So Fudge going to stay in the jungle. Fire Giant pulled by Drizzi. This guy should go down very quickly if Fudge can get in there to do damage. But Noziaa coming up on the left side. Keep your eye on the Xbalanque. He certainly has a lot of damage to deal right now.
Guan, you're respawning as well. He's going to start teleporting as well. There's going to be a big team fight coming once he gets online, as the Hades does dash away from the root speed buff being taken onto the Mercury, so he's going to get a lot of nice mobility for this team fight. Thor and Scylla not having the Purification could be the reason that exceL wins this team fight if they can find the right angles for the Mercury, Hades, and the Raijin.
eXcellence going to start up the Fire Giant. You can tell it's been taking a little bit of damage already. About half HP it looks like. Fire Giant getting lower and lower. exceL need to make their move, but Tectonic Rift going to keep them out. Looking for the ultimate is Mercury. Can't find it. Kaajee goes right on in there. Fire Giant falls, and it goes the way of Team eXcellence. exceL now trying to stop it. Fudge takes a big burst to the face. Thanks to Guan Yu. Hatter's in the ultimate, not going to be able to find the damage onto Lycan, who does find it onto Fudge, and Lycan gets the first kill of this fight. 1 kill to none. eXcellence leading with the Fire Giant and aggression.
And they have the Guan Yu sustain as well. They need to be aggressive right now if they want to find more kills. Blink into the Mez on top of the Raijin. Can the follow-up secure it in time? It is going to be good enough. That's 2 kills onto the favor of eXcellence right now. They're going to be pushing with their Fire Giant lead right now, and it's not going to be looking like exceL could defend this time around. There is no Hades ultimate.
Nope.
The Ares is the only one available with ult.
Hatter's also sitting down for 85 seconds, already 70, but still, that seems like an eternity because it is. 3 kills in the lead now is Team eXcellence, so you have been separated by 1 kill for the past 20 minutes, and now eXcellence finally finding some kills that are going unanswered. Right, mid, left Phoenix are down. eXcellence with a minute to go before hitting 60, funneling into the Titan. Half HP on the final objective already. Ares gonna pull 3, but it's just not enough. Titan down to 25, and ladies and gentlemen, Team eXcellence take the game in a hour-long marathon. Game number 2 goes to Wave eXcellence. They take 2 above exceL.
We talked about how if the team fights lasted longer without ultis on either side, that it would favor eXcellence in that scenario. They had the Guan Yu sustain, they had the Thor to set up the Scylla, they had the Kumbhakarna to set up the Scylla as well, and that's why they finally took it.
Exactly how it goes down. eXcellence winds up with 2, so they'll be in first place. Of course, not many games have really happened just yet, so the standings are a little barren for now, but we do have a follow-up game. Rival versus their opponent Barrage will be very, very exciting. Those are probably 2 of the more exciting European teams, in my opinion. I really like those guys. Specifically, keep your eye on Zenborn. He's a Sobek player. You know where I like Sobek. We'll be back after this with some more European SCL action.